Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 165 is one of those pieces of legislation that, as a younger man, I never thought that a legislature in the United States would ever have to take up. Prohibiting tax dollars from funding a universal basic income program is now presenting itself as a necessity. We now have communities around Wisconsin that are implementing universal basic income programs with private funds, like Madison, or contemplating creating them using taxpayer dollars. I have no problem, Mr. Speaker, with private funds going towards a universal, quote, universal basic income program. That's called charity. That might even be called research. But we have to draw the line at taxpayer dollars. Mr. Speaker, using the force of government to take, through taxes, from those who have earned money with hard work, and giving it to someone who has not earned it, well, you might want to call it universal basic income, but we know better, Mr. Speaker. See, if it looks like a duck, and it swims like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, well, then it's probably a duck. Universal basic income quacks just like communism. And this isn't even a social safety net like Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid, where we've paid into a system or we're covering a percentage of the cost of care. No, these programs are straight up cash payments without restrictions. I have no doubt you'll hear from the other side of the aisle, studies after studies show that these are, quote, successful. California, Finland, Manitoba, Kenya, all the promoters talk about are wonderful benefits. You can take a few hundred or a few thousand people and extrapolate, Mr. Speaker, the results to the rest of humanity. These really aren't, however, quote unquote, universal programs. If we want to scale these programs up to the size of a nation, we've got some better examples, Mr. Speaker. The Soviet Union, an estimated 6 to 10 million people killed due to famine. The People's Republic of China, an estimated 15 to maybe up to 45 million people killed due to famine. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, about 3.5 million people killed due to famine. Ethiopia, 400,000 to maybe up to 1 million people killed due to famine. Cambodia, it's tough to tell, but maybe 1.5 to 2 million deaths from starvation, executions, or related causes. When I said earlier that I never thought this would be a bill that we would have to take up, that's because, well, I hate to say it, but I'm old enough to be familiar with those horrors. I remember as a kid watching the news and seeing Soviet citizens lined up for hours hoping to get a potato or a loaf of stale bread. This, Mr. Speaker, is the collective hubris of the other side of the aisle. That we're going to be the ones that defy the human experience. We're going to be the ones that defy the history of human behavior. I can just imagine the thought process, Mr. Speaker. Well, forget innovation, forget hustle. Let's all sit around waiting for our monthly stipend. Fend for yourself? No. You're too fragile to fend for yourselves. You need a politician in government to make sure you get a check from a bureaucrat. And if one of these middle-class farmers or construction workers or folks on the assembly line don't pay their taxes, well, we'll get other bureaucrats to charge them with crimes, Mr. Speaker. We'll get the police to arrest them and throw them in prison. Communism tried this. Centralized handouts, equality in misery, and it did not go well. Eventually, Mr. Speaker, You run out of other people's money.